I'm Meredith and welcome to Stock Traders Talk. Today we're taking our head to the clouds. One of the fastest growing industries are cloud providers and online marketplace environments. These e-commerce sites have a primary objective to utilize the cloud marketplaces, software, technologies, and cloud resources. These provide online marketplace solutions to businesses looking to grow their customer database and increase revenue. They do this through multiple advertising mediums, increasing brand awareness through interactive games, customer rewards, and technology-based communications, such as mass text messaging. These text messages reward consumers with enticing discount offers, prizes, and more. Today we will meet one such company changing the face of cloud-based advertising, Alliance Creative Group, stock symbol ACGX, once a traditional creative design, printing, and packaging company. Transformed into a cloud advertising market with its recent acquisition of PeopleVines, an infinite campaign engine built on a customer engagement platform. PeopleVine's marketing, CRM, and customer engagement tools are the most integrated cloud platform in the space today. PeopleVine is a suite of interactive tools to help their clients build engaging experiences, which can be configured and leveraged quickly. Their online control panel provides their clients the means to create new content, launch engaging experiences, run reports, and get a glimpse at how PeopleVine is working for their clients. PeopleVine is delivering clean branded experiences to their clients, fans, followers, and customers that can be viewed and interacted with across mobile, tablet, and desktops. The PeopleVine platform will automatically build the experience for their clients and users. ACGX's core mission is to utilize the unique blend of products, services, and relationships to increase value for both clients and shareholders. Management is now focused on generating sales revenue, profits, and creating a high-quality customer experience. We're here today with Mr. Paul Sorkin, the COO and General Counsel of Alliance Creative Group Incorporated, stock ticker ACGX. Mr. Sorkin has a diverse history and background in the media, marketing, and consumer goods industries with a primary focus on product development and brand management. Welcome to Stock Traders Talk, Mr. Sorkin. Can you describe to our audience what your company does?
Hi, Meredith. Thank you very much for having me on the show. Before I go into those details, I just want to explain a little bit about why I'm here and why I really wanted to do this interview. We've talked a little bit in the past about our company, but right now, most importantly, our current shareholders and the potential shareholders have really been looking for some updates about our new acquisition, PeopleVine, and also just about some updates about our projects and what we've been working on since the last interview. Now, with that said, Alliance Creative Group is a product development agency. And PeopleVine is an infinite campaign engine that's built on a customer engagement platform. So together, we help our clients create and design their products, manage and distribute them, and then help market them. And now with the addition of PeopleVine, we can actually offer our own proprietary consumer engagement software to really help them build their brands. And to give people a little idea of that as well, I'd like to send people to the website where they can enter an online contest to win a chance at $1,000 and get some great prizes and learn more about PeopleVine. So that's at peoplevine.com that people enter the contest.
What is the makeup of your team and the reasoning behind your team?
So the reason behind our management team and how it's all come together is we're all leaders and experts in different areas with different skill sets, and that they complement each other. So over the years, we've taken creative and design people, and we've had them work with the printing experts and work with the packaging experts and a poly expert, and we brought on a direct mailing expert and some logistical people and marketing people and product development, supply chain management, customer service. So really, we try to take all these different diverse skill sets, put them under one roof so that no one person is an expert of everything, but everyone knows that there's someone on the team they can turn to that's an expert in each part of it. And that's what really makes us a strong team as a whole and how it all came together.
Tell us about your strategic direction or business objectives.
Well, what we like to say is if it's on a shelf or a hook, give us a look. So if you walk into a big box store or a retailer and you see anything on a shelf or a hook, you're looking at a potential client for us. So most of our clients are in the consumer product goods industry. And that industry is a $1 trillion industry. So a lot of these bigger companies, it's getting more and more important for them to focus on their sales and marketing. Make sure their clients are happy, make sure that they're producing new products and that they're getting out there, whether it's TV, internet, radio, billboard ads, any way possible. Therefore, they want someone else to actually help with the creative and design, help with the packaging, help with the fulfillment and assembly and the product development, and even with the brand management and the inventory management and some of the customer engagement stuff now. So what we're finding is all these clients, no matter how big they are, need help and want to get a third party like us involved to really help develop their product and kind of hold their hand throughout that whole, the life cycle of the product, as we like to call it.
Regarding your business plan, what stage are you in with your current operations?
So our core business has been around for 17 years. So we're, a very established company, and we're definitely at a growth stage now to where we've built a solid foundation. We're consistent. We've got revenues, profits, clients, lots of employees, a lot of opportunities. So now we're at a point where we're really looking to grow to get to the next level. In the next few years, we're trying to be as aggressive as possible through organic and through acquisitions to really get us to that next level, that next sweet spot, to where we've been around a long time. We've got that big base right now, and we want to kind of catapult it if we can the next couple of years.
Now that you're venturing into the next stage of your business plan, what are your expectations in the short term and the long term?
So this is one area that I'd kind of like to go into a little more detail about the past, current, and future opportunities and updates. So kind of explain a little bit of what we want to do in the short term, what we've been doing, and then what we're trying to do in the long term. So first, everyone's asked a lot about the cannabis industry. We got involved in the cannabis industry during the middle of last year. And from a packaging standpoint and a consulting standpoint, we started getting involved. We did present at a conference that was focused on cannabis, and we brought in a few clients, and we became a distributor of certain type of packaging products. Then we kind of realized or felt that the real value and the potential profit that we could create was in the packaging and in the child-resistant bags and pouches. So we partnered up with an importer and a manufacturer in China. And this process is taking longer than we anticipated, and the manufacturer is making some additional changes to try to perfect the product and secure a patent and get the certification approval. So we did expect this to already be completed by now, but unfortunately, there have been some delays that are out of our hands, and we don't know exactly what the updated timeline is going to be with that. We will inform everyone in the public exactly what the next steps are of the cannabis industry, but right now, we are kind of waiting for the patent and the certification because we think that's really the bigger play in that industry. And as far as the consulting side, the clients we were working with in Illinois, Illinois just did provide a list of some of the licenses that were awarded. The two main clients that we've been working with are actually part of the group that's not 100% finalized. So we are not 100% sure what the future role is going to be yet with that. But we have formed a lot of relationships now in the industry. We are looking for some strategic alliances and ways that we could get involved more in the industry. We see the cannabis space more as a positioning ourselves to become a potential bigger player in the future. But in the short term, there's not going to be a lot of revenue created from the cannabis side. It's more of a long-term play to build the relationships and see if we can actually create a product that is patented and licensed and see if we can start bringing in that business. But it's going to be more of a long-term than short-term. So, I know a lot of people are anticipating getting all these numbers and stuff like that the next month or two. That's just, that's not the play right now in the cannabis space. Also, during the next year or two, we just started talking about like the Shark Tank situation where the Alliance Pink is our shared resources program, to where we have been talking to multiple companies about trying to acquire some or all their company and kind of tie them into our shared resources program. The first real company to close on that is the PeopleVine, the peoplevine.com, the PeopleVine engagement company software. That's the infinite campaign engine that's built on the proprietary customer engagement software platform. And that platform provides clients with an integrated suite of tools with real-time analytical data that helps them learn more about their clients and build brand loyalty across every device. So whether you're at home on your computer, your laptop, your phone, your tablet, You can engage on every device. And some of the types of campaigns that are included in PeopleVine, or that you can initiate using the, powered by PeopleVine using the platform, are contests and sweepstakes and scratch-off games, email newsletters and text messaging, social media, loyalty and rewards programs, membership management, e-commerce, and it's all built on a CRM system, so you can keep track of everything you do with everyone, and it's a more personal relationship. So to narrow down what PeopleVine is, we think of it as a connected engagement engine that helps companies build brand loyalty. And over the next few years, we think that's going to be a huge, huge part of our company and our focus, because when everything is integrated and working together, it really makes the overall experience for the company and the end user so much more personal, so much more, builds more loyalty and brand. It keeps it all relevant. You take the analytical data, it's organized properly to help create the right ROI. And this is something that, between the synergies between our companies is going to allow us to use our shared resources program to really build a stronger agency that handles more of the sales and implementation and creative and design, along with the operational work, so that the actual original developers and programmers of PeopleVine can really focus more on the programming and developing to get even a more robust platform. Now, a lot of people ask, how big is the company, how much revenue, how much you pay, stuff like that. So the company, we'll put more stuff will be in the annual disclosures, but the company is a small company that has serviced a few dozen clients in the past year with a few employees and independent contractors. And it generated less than $1 million of revenue in 2014, but it is making a profit. And there is significant value in the IP due to the tens of millions of lines of code that has gone into this. And it's positioned very, very well to be able to gain value very quickly. The original programmer and founder, Jordan Gilman, is still on the team, and he still will continue to be an equity partner in the company that's under the Alliance Creative Group umbrella now, and he will be taking the position of president. The actual purchase price was not a lump sum purchase in cash or stock, but what it is, rather, it's more a dollar amount that we're going to be spending over time, putting into the company to help grow it. And between the value of the resources and the cash and everything we'll be providing, we expect to spend between $500,000 and $1 million during the next 12 to 24 months on PeopleVine and on growing that platform and bringing in the sales and the revenue and building out that team and that infrastructure. And our goal is to create an internal company that would have a value of more of like a $5-10 million tech company, and then after 18 or 24 months, you're going to spend some more time, effort, and money, and we really want to try to build the PeopleVine platform, especially that technology play in the next 3 to 5 years. We think if done right, can become like a $50 to $100 million valuation. And the key that's important with that within the next 1 to 5 years is that unlike the printing, packaging, and product development space that that Alliance is currently in, with the technology, the valuations are not based on an earnings per share. It's not based on a multiplier of profit, but it's based on the value of the technology and the future potential. It's more on the future value and the speculation. And that's why, we've seen a lot of competitors to PeopleVine grow and be sold for over $100 million. Demandforce was just bought by Intuit for $423 million. Or Eloqua was bought by Oracle for $871 million. Or Silverpop was bought by IBM for $270 million. There's also similar public companies like Marketo, which is MKTO, that has a $1.5 billion market cap and focus on very similar, marketing automation, tools in the customer engagement industry, a lot of social and CRM, and it's similar to PeopleVine. So, when you look at this list of similar companies and the types of funding that they've received and the valuations that they've received, the list is significant to how many companies have raised millions or tens of millions or hundreds of millions of dollars. I mean, Marketo raised over $100 million and acquired a few companies. Or Domo, which kind of helps connect all these marketing tools, just raised $250 million. Or Five Star which is a customer loyalty platform, just raised over $45 million. So I'd say, when it comes to like the 1 to 5 year, we really are hoping that between combining all our resources and kind of having that positive snowball effect to where, we can grow organically, but also grow with a lot of M&A targets that we're looking at, and create a stronger team that builds off of each other. We bring in more customers, offer more services, and then they refer us to, other customers. And it's that whole snowball effect to where we'll keep putting resources into the ability to service more clients, bring in more clients, manage more products and services. And, we feel very confident that by the time you tie all this together and you build the team that, today, maybe you value PeopleVine as itself as maybe like a $2 million company, and maybe you value ACG as like a $5 or $10 million company. And I'm talking actual value if someone were to buy it, not the stock value. Unfortunately, our stock value is saying we're less than our cash in the, our receivables. But to put it in perspective, we think with the technology play, we can significantly over the next, 3 to 5 years, put us in a whole different level with a whole different potential valuation, a whole different opportunity of the products and services that we can offer people. So I know that was a long explanation of the next 5 years, but that is because we have a lot of stuff on our plate. We're really tying it all together into one platform and one shared resources team. And we think if we can execute even parts of this, that we've got a lot of opportunities in the next few years.
Mr. Sorkin, can you tell us about your potential revenue streams?
So the great thing about our business is that we don't have just one way to make money. Because we do creative and design services, that agency kind of part of the business can bring in revenue by itself, whether or not they do anything else with us. Then you've got the printing and packaging side, where people may decide just to print with us or just to package with us. So you got revenues coming in from those types of projects. Sometimes there's fulfillment, where we actually do assembly and kitting that can be revenue by itself. Other times there's just warehousing. We do a lot of vendor managed inventory and warehousing. Then from there, we also have a lot of the marketing side. And now with PeopleVine, we've got the whole additional platform that's going to be residual monthly income, along with agency stuff to do design and creative work. And in the big picture, the ideal situation, your ideal client is someone who uses you for everything, obviously. But the reality of the situation is that not every company needs all your services. So the great thing about the way we are structured is we can have revenue coming from 5 or 10 different places, whether or not they just need to use us for one or to use us for all. So with that said, what happens is it ends up adding up over time. So even if you only do a $5,000 deal here, 10 here, 20 here, 100 here, so on and so forth, over time it adds up. And so for 2012, 2014, we don't have the final numbers yet, but we will be about $12 million of revenue for the year. We did $9 million as of September 30th. And those all came from multiple revenue streams. So we don't depend on any one source of revenue, which is great.
Okay, and what does your balance sheet look like?
Well, we actually have a pretty strong balance sheet, especially for an OTC company. We, like I said before, we haven't finished our December 31st numbers, but, we did finish the 9/30 third quarter numbers, and I have estimates for the end of the year. So we will have over $5 million of assets on the books, which will include about $300,000 in the bank and like $2 million in receivables and $1.2 million in inventory, along with some other, equipment and trucks and other assets. And then as far as on the payables side, we had about, our line of credit was about $600,000-$700,000. Our payables were about $900,000. Convertible debt was about $950,000. So overall, we've got good equity on the balance sheet. We've got strong assets right now, and we're continuing to pay down our debt and trying to build up the equity.
What is your current share structure?
So right now we have 750 million common shares authorized, and we have about 730 million shares issued and outstanding, with about 630 million of those in the float. About 100 million are restricted. And we do keep this information updated on the OTC markets so people can see that, pretty often. Now, as far as what does that mean for the future, a lot of people are concerned and ask about the convertible debt and about, we're getting close to maxing out the authorized right now. We are going to have to increase the authorized and amend the preferred, voting soon, but we are still evaluating how much we want to raise it and how many shares we think it's going to take for us to convert and reduce or eliminate the debt. We are trying to find the best balance between using our cash flow to grow the company and to control the dilution rate, while trying to market the company and the stock to help build awareness and get the stock price at a more reasonable level so we don't need to issue more shares to reduce the debt. Now, I know everyone has their opinions on this, and we do evaluate this all the time, and this is an ongoing process to where we evaluate it and we negotiate between the company and the debt holders. And ideally, everyone would love to have the stock trading at a much, much higher price with a lot more volume so we could reduce their debt with a lot less shares. But sometimes it's not as easy as it sounds. And, we have to find that balance between a lot of these debt holders have been waiting to get their principal back for 5, 6, 7 years. And, they've been very fair with us to be able to spread it out and realize we don't want to put too much pressure on the stock. We don't want to issue too many shares while it's priced too low. But at the same time, they do want to start getting some money back. So I know a lot of people have asked, like, well, if you have cash and you have cash flow, why wouldn't you just pay back all this debt so that you can eliminate that and you don't have to worry about it anymore? And again, I know it sounds like a good idea on paper. And in an ideal world, it'd be great to have enough money to do everything. But if we use our current cash right now to eliminate the debt, then we're not going to have any cash or cash flow to actually grow the business. And the way the stock market works and the way this market especially works is you have to be able to grow your company, because a stock is not valued on earnings per share on the OTC market. It's not based on, many real-time valuations. It's based on a future value and on your potential and on your growth opportunities. And you have to spend money on growth to be able to create a bigger company with bigger future value. And that's why we have this foundation now, and we're really trying to build off of it to be able to add additional clients, add additional projects, add additional resources, and take advantage of the situation, of the opportunity that we built. So I know people don't want to hear it, but the reality of the situation is that, we did pay back $415,000 of convertible debt in 2013 by issuing 370 million shares of pre-trading shares. I paid back about $400,000 of convertible debt in 2014, and we issued about 240 million pre-trading shares. And during that time period, we also reduced our payables, and other debt by about 400,000. So we found the balance between some cash and cash flow to pay down some debt. So, to be able to pay off $1.5 million in the last couple of years while increasing the revenue and increasing the asset and the equities in the company. So, ideally, we obviously want the stock to go up significantly so we can reduce the debt by issuing a lot fewer shares. But I just want everyone to kind of realize that these debt holders could legally force us to issue a lot more shares. And they have been willing to work with us, and they have negotiated with us. And although they have been doing some issuances, they've been spreading them out. They haven't been pushing on the stock as much as they could be, and that they are willing to, work with us. So, our hope and our goal is to be able to issue less shares to them. Now, with that said, I just want to kind of reiterate the fact, I know I get a lot of emails, I get a lot of calls, a lot of text messages, posts, and blogs and stuff like that. And, a lot of people hate the word dilution. They hate when companies issue shares. And I just, I want to reiterate the fact that I understand where everyone's coming from, and we don't want to have to issue more shares to people. But the reality of the public market in general is that you have to grow faster than a private company. You can't just grow 5, 10%, 15% a year like we have been. We have to be more aggressive. We've got to acquire more companies. We've got to bring in better quality talent people, more talented people, bring on more business, and we've got to grow more substantially, and that takes money. So we can't use our cash to just pay back debt all the time. We've got to find the balance of that, and we will continue to disclose as things happen. We are keeping everyone's best interest in mind to be able to grow the business, to watch out for the shareholders to increase value, and to pay back debt that we do owe to people. And it is going to be something that we will continue to evaluate and try to do what's in the best interest of everybody.
Mr. Sorkin, we've covered a lot of information. Is there anything else you would like to address?
I think to sum it all up, I think we should end with giving everyone the information that they need to be able to follow up with us and to do their own due diligence and homework or communicate with us. So with that said, we are on the OTC markets under the stock symbol ACGX. That's Alliance Creative Group, ACGX. And we have three main websites that you can get information at. One is Alliance Creative Group, one is Print for a Cause, and one is peoplevine.com. So Alliance Creative Group is ALLIANCECREATIVEGROP.com. Print for a Cause is actually with the number 4, so PRINT for the number 4, a cause, CAUSE.com. And Peoplevine is PEOPLEVINE.com. Now, you can also email me questions directly at either info@acgemail or Paul, PAUL, @acgemail.com. And don't forget to enter our contest. It's on the homepage of Alliance Creative Group or Peoplevine. It's also on some of our social media on Facebook and Twitter. You can find us as well. And when you enter the contest, it's an instant scratch-off ticket. So you scratch off the screen with your cursor, and you figure out if you won something. We've got cash prizes. One of the grand prize is $1,000. We also have other prizes where you can win some products and services. And it'll also give you a good idea of one of the capabilities that Peoplevine can do. So I encourage everyone to check out the websites, enter the contest, and email us with any questions you might have.
Mr. Sorkin, we appreciate your time educating our audience at Stock Traders Talk today. We would like to extend to you an open invitation to join us on the show in the future. And please remember, all investments come with risks and rewards, and the staff at Stock Traders Talk encourage you to do more due diligence to make your own decision. Thank you for joining us today and learning more about Alliance Creative Group stock symbol ACGX. I'm Meredith with Stock Traders Talk.